And as we also mentioned earlier, the West Virginia governor's race, well, it was clear-cut for one party, but it was tight for another.
That's right. 13 News chief political reporter Mark Curtis is live in the studio with more. Mark.
Well, Rob and Jennifer, what would election night be without a neck-and-neck race? And the Democrats, at least up until about 20 minutes ago, had a real nail-biter. Now Salango starting to pull away. Republican Governor Jim Justice was a clear-cut winner tonight with well over 60% of the votes counted so far. The governor, who was elected 4 years ago as a Democrat, spent the night with his family and political supporters at the mansion. The governor believes voters will judge him on the state of the West Virginia economy, which was showing great signs of big improvement before tanking in the COVID-19 crisis.
The voters aren't going to blame me for the economy tanking because our economy is not going to tank. I mean, that's all there is to it. You know, we're going to come out of this as a state, and we're going to come out of this on solid ground. I've said it over and over and over.
As mentioned, Kanawha County Commissioner Ben Salango in a tight race tonight with children's advocate Stephen Smith. For that Democratic nomination. Smith's rally, his campaign team holding a virtual rally across the statewide tonight with his supporters across the internet. But again, in the last hour, this race has really changed. Nobody has called the race yet for Ben Salango, but his margin has spread. They were dead even about 20 minutes ago. By the way, Jim Justice did pledge tonight to debate the eventual Democratic nominee before the November elections. Live in studio, Mark Curtis, 13 News, working for you.
Mark, thanks so much. And let's take a look at a few more of those races right now. Some more results in. That's
right. The Democratic race for West Virginia Attorney General. It's very tight here. Sam Petzonk and Isaac Spinagle in a very tight race, 51% to 49 with 86% of the vote in.
West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals Division 1, another close race between Tim Armstead and Richard Neely. You can see there 41% to 36% of the votes.
Supreme Court of Appeals Division 2, Joanna Tabbitt is leading William Wooten. Actually, Wooten just pulled ahead by 1 percentage point. Then there's Christina Rains and Jim Douglas, each at 20%.
Supreme Court Division 3, John Hutchison leading over Laura Dyer and Bill Schwartz at this point.
In the Republican race for West Virginia Senate in the 4th District, Senate President Mitch Carmichael's in a battle there with Amy Grady with Jim Butler there. It looks like they're calling it for Amy Grady. They've got the check mark there, 39% to Mitch Carmichael's 35%.
And for Kanawha County Commissioner on the Republican side, Lance Wheeler and DUWAYNE Duncan. Right now, as you can see, they're locked in a pretty tight battle, while on the Democrat side, Mark Hunt is currently leading Greg Childress.
In Huntington, 6 Republican candidates hope to advance to the November election to try and unseat incumbent Democrat Steve Williams, who is running unopposed in the primary. Right now, Scott Caserta is leading the way in that race.
And in the Republican race for Dunbar Mayor, Greg Hudson has the lead right now over Jason Wilkinson.
In the race for St. Albans Mayor, the incumbent Scott James leading Scott Russell by a big margin.